everyone, we got to talk about AVANTIS here today. As you can see, we're at 66 cents here inside of AVANTIS, and we are down 2.1% in the last 24 hours, still down 12% in the last 7 days. But we're going to talk about what I'm seeing here now inside of the charts. So anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So as you guys can see here, AVANTIS is doing decent, still got decent volume here at 109 million, 172 million in market cap. So all is well there. But I want to talk about the charts today. So as you can see, we are still inside of our bearish expanding triangle. So they're still in the bearish expanding triangle. And I just now noticed earlier that we're actually forming what looks to be another bearish expanding triangle. So as you can see here, this is the other bearish expanding triangle here. And you can kind of see it's breaking out of it to the downside because it's, it's a bearish expanding triangle. It's a bearish pattern, which is why we usually break down to the downside on them. So we are breaking to the downside on this bearish expanding triangle. So I would definitely say get ready for that. So also with Bitcoin, I've been noticing on Bitcoin as well, we have what looks to be a different pattern here as well. So you can kind of see Bitcoin was kind of forming like a rising wedge, and rising wedges are actually bearish patterns. So this is a rising wedge right here. You come into it from a downtrend, you have your rising wedge, and then you go and continue your downtrend. So as you can see, we came in from a downtrend, we had a rising wedge, and then from here, we continue our downtrend back down to here. I think possibly if we can hit 107K and keep going, Bitcoin should be good. Hopefully we don't go that low. Hopefully it just pulls back to 108K and then we have a continuation to the upside. Usually that's how things like this go. We hit like 108K or something. We have a continuation to the upside and then we have a new resistance zone to watch out for. What is that new resistance zone going to be on Bitcoin? Well, you can actually see here. And for me, honestly, I just noticed this stuff. I just look at the chart and I'm like, boom, there's our resistance levels. There's our micro resistance levels. Like I just know this by heart now. Like as you can see here, we got resistance, we got support, we got resistance, we got resistance, we got resistance here. A little bit, not 100%, but we got some there. A little bit of support there. Come all the way back, a little bit of support. So support here, and then this area is kind of like all wacky, but yeah, that is a level for Bitcoin, 111K. So once if it pulls back to 108K, then we got 111K, and after that we can actually push past that level. And then we're actually seeing another one here around 113. We got another little minor resistance that we're gonna have to push past, and you can see resistance here, a little bit there, a little bit of resistance there, resistance here, and so on. A little bit here, support, almost got here for resistance. So as you can see, that's another level to watch out for. But yeah. So, oh wait, no, let me bring that back. I need that. All right, but yeah, this is definitely looking like a rising wedge here on Bitcoin. I'm expecting a pullback here. Also, remember what I say about the %R trend exhaustion. When we see the white line, which is the short-term trend, breaking away from the long-term trend, this is an indication that we're probably going to end up seeing a pullback in the price, because the short-term trend can only go but so far without the long-term trend. And then as the long-term trend, either curves downwards or goes sideways, then the price will start dropping. This should come back. What I'm thinking is hopefully the long-term trend stays sideways, and the short-term trend comes up and then comes down, brings the price down a little bit, and then the long-term trend goes up with the short-term trend. And what that would actually look like in the charts is something like this. So long-term trend continuing, and the short-term trend still going up, so the price is still like consolidating, and then boom, finally the short-term trend starts coming down, and then boom, it meets the long-term trend and short-term trend go up at the same time, bring it up here. And then we break past this, get here, both short-term and long-term trends start to pull back a little bit because that's the pullback zone, and then continuation to the upside. So typically that is how it could look. So that's how I'm hoping it'll look here with Bitcoin, because in retrospect, it would probably be like the same thing here with AVANTIS. So AVANTIS is pulling back out of this bearish expanding triangle. And when you look at the MACD, you can notice the selling pressure is actually speeding up. And then when you come over here and look at the percent R trend exhaustion, you see the long-term trend and the short-term trend are both actively pulling back as we speak. So that is something I've been noticing there. So just keep watching out for it. We just broke out of this to the downside. So let's see how far it goes. Instead of saying let's see how far it goes, let's actually calculate how far it could go. I don't know why I was just about to kind of blow past that and be lazy. But anyways, so we have some support here. This is the lowest support that I found, so it's the one I'm picking. We have some at 64 cents, but if it hits 64, it could still drop to 63. So that's what I'm noticing here. A little bit of support here, a little bit of resistance here, support. Okay, that's pretty much what we got right there. So we're looking for 63 cents. We don't want to pull back below 53 cents here. If we pull back, it would be best if we stop at 63 cents, because for example, like let's say we do pull back, right? If we go below 63 cents, that's putting us way too close to the overall bearish expanding triangle, right? We don't necessarily want to break down to the downside yet on the bearish expanding triangle, but there's a possibility that it could. But if it does, I think it might be a good thing just for us to knock out this this overall bearish pattern. But it's not going to be a good thing, because if that does it, then simultaneously Bitcoin might, come out of it as well. And ultimately, we need Bitcoin to stay in this bearish expanding triangle. Bitcoin must stay here for us to complete our bull market theory. For everybody who's been waiting for the bull market, Bitcoin must stay inside of this bearish pattern. So I know it sounds bad, but look, when you extend a bearish pattern all the way out here, you get what they call a blow off top. So when you get all the way up here, you get a massive pump followed by a massive sell, right? Massive, going all the way down to like 75K, even possibly 50K Bitcoin after reaching 150K. So Bitcoin should reach 150K, but hopefully we go through this bearish expanding triangle, because I know it's going to sound really messed up, but all the new people getting into crypto around this area, they're going to be exit liquidity. Like all the people getting in right now are going to be using all of these people for exit liquidity. Everyone getting in now is using everyone in all of these ranges for exit liquidity, guys. So you do not want to be one of the people that look at this and they're like, oh, Bitcoin and everything's bearish, I'm going to sell. And then right as you sell, everything pumps. And then you start buying up here as Bitcoin starts creating new highs, because now you're like, okay, now it's real because it's creating new highs. So then it's at 130K. Now you're buying at 130K, pulls back to like 125K, possibly even 117, and then another massive pump up to 115K. You're going to end up buying around here. As it pulls back, it's going to pull back. You're going to be like, oh no, everything's going down. You're going to end up selling right before it goes off. And then you're going to see it all the way up here. And you're like, oh wow, I should have stayed. And then you're going to get back in. Then you're going to have a little bit of leeway up here. You might make a little money, but you're going to be a little bit greedy because you didn't make any money all the way on the way up. So then you're going to stay in when you should be selling around this area. Then you're like, oh, Bitcoin passed 150K, so it must still be bullish. No, 150K is that level right before it's about to, crash. And then when it finally gets to like 157, about to hit 158 to 160K, massive sell off, tricking everybody. And that's why I'm staying bullish right now. I'm staying bullish. I'm remaining bullish until I see otherwise, because that is going to give me the heart to hold and keep holding through all this. So when it actually breaks out, I'm inside of the green. So that is pretty much how I'm doing this. And that's how I'm taking it day by day here with AVANTIS, Bitcoin, everything. So that's just one thing I'm looking at. AVANTIS is one of my top picks for this bull run for right now. For right now, at least one of them. But anyways, AVANTIS has been growing a lot with holders. 2 weeks ago, it was only at 84,000, and now it's at 86,842. And yeah, massive amount of holders gained on the 28th to the 29th. A lot of holders, so over 6,000 holders actually. So that's a pretty big gain. A lot of people seem to be pretty bullish here, even on Twitter. So this person's talking about how this is an accumulation phase for whales and stuff, and the wallets have been increasing. I've noticed that. So I think a lot of people are accumulating right now, and this is the prime example of an accumulation zone. Things look bearish in accumulation zones. They look bearish. We just had a dump, and now we're trying again, and now we're having another dump. But see, it might look bearish, but I think overall we're bullish. Even though this is a bearish expanding triangle, it doesn't have to always break down to the downside. It could actually go to the upside and invalidate everything. And let's say things don't get invalidated, then yes, eventually it will end up breaking down below here eventually. So maybe we see something like this, where like we break out to like $1 and then we see another crash followed by another massive pump. Like anything can happen at this point. So you just have to be patient. But as of what's going on right now, we are in an active pullback coming out of our newest bearish expanding triangle, right? The newest one. So now this one is finished. So we can now work our way up if we choose, or if we just want to get rid of the overall bearish expanding triangle, we can just break down and start over again. So there's a possibility for both things, but I'm open to either one. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. But yeah, expect that pullback here. This is going to be looking like a pretty big pullback. So definitely get ready for that. Not a big pullback. I mean, let me not be too over dramatic, but you know, like something that could pull back further than what is expected, right? It could go down, like I said before, 53 cents, 47 cents, 40 cents, right? There's still a possibility of that happening. But right now, what I'm looking for, what I want to happen is this. I want something like this to happen where we pull back down here, come up to here, we start creating newer highs, and then start using that as leverage to move ourselves up. So it is what it is. But remember, bearish expanding triangle overall. So overall, a bearish pattern. So that's what we can be looking at. Anyway, shout out to all the members out there. Hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Go ahead and become a member if you haven't done it yet. It's only $9.99 per month. Go ahead and do that. I'll go over any crypto project that you guys want me to go over, or any stock, and I'll do a full technical analysis on it. All you got to do is join, become a member, and leave a comment on any one of my videos and let me know what you want me to go over. And then I'll go ahead and do that. Big shout out to all the members. Big shout out to all the new people joining the channel. And yeah, all that good stuff. As always, I'll be back with another video.